Snoop Dogg just dropped some wild stories about 90s rap after parties that'll have you shook.
I've been around these, I know how they get down. I grab me a knife and a fork, get my blanket, put my blanket over my eyes to like they right up under here.
We're talking knife and fork standoffs on private planes, gang chaos at hotel parties, and his final moments with Tupac. The Dogfather held nothing back, and nobody talks about this. The wildest parties in hip-hop history. Yo, let me take you back to an era when the after parties were just as legendary as the music itself. We're talking about Death Row Records in the early 90s. According to Snoop's 2022 Drink Champs appearance, these were lavish mansion parties with Bentleys parked outside, endless bottles, celebrities everywhere you looked, and real gang members from both sides united under one roof. What made these gatherings different from anything before or since was the mix of people in the room. According to Snoop's revelations on the Big Boy Off Air podcast, the business side of Death Row was blood-based. Suge Knight was the CEO with all his homies providing security. The artist side was predominantly Crip-based. That alone should tell you how special this moment in hip-hop history was.
Early days, a lot of misunderstanding, miscommunication, but it got fixed fast because I'm dealing with a bunch of real guys, real gang members, real official people that have crossed paths before, behind the wall and on the streets. So it was a mutual respect. Once we all realized that we was playing for one team.
Snoop described how after a certain point at these parties, nobody gave anything where you was from. He'd be in blood neighborhoods hanging with homies named Top Cat, L-Dog, Kate, Hair Ron, real ones who became his actual friends. His own Crip homies would be questioning him, but that was the Death Row magic. The parties brought together people who society said should be enemies. According to reports documenting Snoop's reflections, Death Row's environment was one of unfiltered authenticity. Artists could dress, rap, and live without pretense, but it also fostered a party atmosphere rife with luxury and volatility. Snoop later reflected on this period as fun while it lasted, but ultimately more negative than positive, citing the shift from joyful collaboration to internal conflicts. Now let me tell you about one of the wildest tour stories from the 90s. According to Snoop's detailed account, during the 1992 Chronic Tour with Run DMC and Ghetto Boys, the after-parties went completely left. What was supposed to be a 7-day promotional run ended abruptly because gang tensions between Bloods and Crips in the entourage escalated into full-on chaos. See, the tour itself was cool, but when boys got back to the hotel and started drinking that Crip gin, high-proof blue gin that cats would drink straight as documented in the Drink Champs episode, things got heated quick. On the final night, after parties devolved into straight-up fights. Police surrounded the entire hotel after reports of violence started flooding in. According to Snoop's recollection, Suge Knight alerted the group, and they had to make an escape that sounds like something out of a movie. Snoop, Dre, and Suge jumped out a back window, stole a rental car, crossed a freeway on foot, and fled via private plane. That's the kind of energy these 90s after parties had, fam. One minute you celebrating a successful show, the next minute you running from the police through hotel windows. Here's a party story that literally changed hip-hop forever. As Snoop revealed in multiple interviews, at L.A. Dre's bachelor party in 1991, Warren G was in attendance with his stepbrother Dr. Dre. When the party's music started running low, Warren G slipped in a demo tape from his crew.
Saturday, Warren G go to a party with Dr. Dre and them and take our cassette tape and plays it when the music cut off and rock the house. So Saturday night, Dr. Dre calling with Warren G on the phone.
Dre was immediately hooked by what he heard, asking Warren, "Who is this?" That chance play at a bachelor party led to Dre signing Snoop to Death Row Records. One party, one cassette tape, hip-hop history forever changed. Now here's a darker story that shows what could happen when the party went too far. According to hip-hop historians' accounts, after leaving a party in November 1989, the DOC, a close collaborator and ghostwriter for Dre and NWA, crashed his car on Ventura Highway while inebriated. The injuries were so severe they damaged his vocal cords and ended his rapping career permanently. Dre advised him to retire at the top, saying, "They think you're the king right now. You should go out like that." This incident highlighted the reckless partying in Dre's early circle. Heavy drinking and late nights were common. According to reports, Death Row hosted a private party at Los Angeles' El Rey Theater on March 13, 1995, and things turned violent quick. Kelly Jamerson, a member of the Rolling 60s Crips, was severely beaten by several Bloods, allegedly tied to Suge Knight's circle. The incident escalated tensions between gangs and reflected Death Row's reputation for mixing music celebrations with street rivalries. These weren't just industry parties. They were extensions of the streets, with all the dangers that came with it. One of the most tragic party incidents happened at Jermaine Dupri's birthday bash at Atlanta's Platinum House nightclub on September 24, 1995. East-West beef boiled over when Death Row's entourage clashed with Bad Boy affiliates. The dispute involved Suge Knight's friend, Jai Big Jake Robles, a Death Row bodyguard, who was fatally shot outside the club. Earlier, there was a heated argument inside the party. There was a confrontation where Death Row members beat a Bad Boy employee for refusing to give up Puff Daddy's address. This party exemplifies how dangerous 90s hip-hop events had become. What started as a birthday celebration ended with a body on the pavement and the East-West rivalry reaching a point of no return. Now let me tell you about a party moment that was all about triumph. As Snoop described to Big Boy, Death Row was at the Soul Train Awards about to perform G-Thang for the first time on that stage. They had a lowrider that was gonna roll out real slow while the whole world watched.
When me and Dr. Dre came out and did G-Thang, the lowrider, right, just the way, it's like, I never done this before. Like, that was the first time I ever like just stood and just was like, yeah. Like, I dreamed of that moment.
Did you feel accomplished?
I dreamed of that moment. Like, that's a moment that if you win a championship, if you on stage performing in front of millions of people.
They rolled out real slow, watching Bobby Brown, Whitney Houston, Jimmy Jam, and Terry Lewis, all these R&B royalty in the crowd, just staring in amazement. 1993, R&B was still the shit, but when Death Row hit that stage, all the black celebrities stood up.
Our national anthem. 1, 2, 3. That went up. It went up.
Could you feel it then?
Yes.
Then the music cut off, complete silence, and the announcer said, "And now, our national anthem." That moment created a worldwide West Side movement. Everywhere you went after that, everybody was talking about Death Row. The rap battle that started a brotherhood. This right here might be the most legendary party story from the 90s. It was 1993, and according to Snoop said, there was a rap party for the movie Poetic Justice. Now, Snoop didn't even know what a rap party was. He thought it meant were gonna be there rapping, so he showed up ready to spit.
I had a homegirl named Samara. She was like the bud lady, and she was working on the movie Poetic Justice, and it was a rap party, and I didn't even know what the rap party was. I thought it meant was gonna be there rapping.
Right, yeah.
So she was like, "I'm gonna invite you to the rap party."
R.A.P. party.
Fuck it, I got rap.
Ready.
Rap my ass up.
The party was filled with actors and rappers, Michael Rappaport, Ricky Harris, director John Singleton, all the big wigs. As documented in Snoop's 2023 interview, Ricky Harris was by the DJ booth, and he knew Snoop could rap. So he told the DJ to put on some beats so his cousin could get on the mic. But before Snoop could even grab that mic, somebody else snatched it first.
So Ricky Harris, like, he tell the DJ to put something on. He like, yeah, I got my little cousin Snoop Dogg in the house. We'll come up here and rap. Before he could give me the mic, Tupac grabbed the mic.
Yeah, man.
He grabbed the mic and started rapping. He'd say his little verse.
You got the mic.
He take it back. We like rapping at each other. Like sort of kind of aggressive. But it ain't like no disrespectful shit, just like aggression. He's aggressive and I'm gangster.
What happened next was pure hip-hop magic. According to Snoop's recollection, they went back and forth for 4 or 5 rounds, trading bars while the whole party formed a circle around them. John Singleton, all these Hollywood executives, everybody watching 2 future legends go bar for bar before either of them truly knew what they would become. It was aggressive, but respectful. Pac was bringing that intensity. Snoop was bringing that laid-back gangster flow, neither backing down. The crowd going crazy with every punchline. When the battle ended, they stepped outside to chop it up. As Snoop told Big Boy, lay low from above. The law was there and introduced them properly. That's when Tupac pulled out a cigar.
Lay low like, Snoop, it's Pac, Snoop. Pac have a cigar, and he split that and gut it, and he fill it up with weed. I'm like, what this doing? He licked that and light it. I'm like, what's that, cuz? He said, oh, it's a Philly blunt. And you wanna hit it? Boom. I hit that damn near blow my whole chest out. But it's some
That was Snoop's first blunt ever. He had only smoked zigzags before. Pac introduced him to the Philly blunt at that party, and that moment, a rap battle turning into a smoke session, started a brotherhood that would change both their lives. According to Snoop's own account, he would later be the one to tell Suge Knight to go get Pac out of prison and put him on death row. That connection started right there at the Poetic Justice Party. Now let's talk about the party that changed everything, the 1995 Source Awards in New York. This wasn't just an awards show. The after parties and the energy in that building planted seeds for the deadliest rivalry in hip-hop history. When Suge Knight got on that stage and made his infamous comments about artists being all up in the videos, Snoop was standing right there, riding with his CEO. According to the Breakfast Club interview footage, before Death Row even performed, you could feel that Brooklyn didn't like them. Queens didn't like them. The separation was real. After the show, crowds rushed Snoop's car. Only mutual respect from gang members allowed them a safe exit. The mid-90s MTV Awards after parties were a whole different level of wild. According to Snoop, Snoop attended one with women on leashes, a flamboyant reversal of the dog tropes. That player energy defined those gatherings. In the same Drink Champs interview, Snoop shared stories about introducing Tupac to a movie star side piece at one of these events, only for Tupac to pursue her himself, illustrating the competitive hedonism that went down at every industry function. The 90s groupie scene was also different. As Snoop explained in a Noisy video, those encounters were organic compared to later decades, spontaneous meetups at hotel lobbies and club after parties, fueled by the era's player culture. In 1994, Death Row threw a premiere party in New York for Snoop's short film and soundtrack Murder Was the Case. According to Instagram footage from that era, this event happened right in the middle of rising East-West tensions, making it a bold move to throw a Death Row celebration in enemy territory. The party served as a cross-coast networking spot, despite the rivalries brewing beneath the surface. Death Row artists mingled with New York hip-hop figures, all while the underlying beefs simmered. You could feel the tension in the air, everybody on edge, but still showing up because the music was that powerful. Here's a party story with a twist. It wasn't a celebration, it was a wake-up call. According to Pop Bass on X, Dionne Warwick hosted a 7 a.m. intervention at her home for rappers, including Snoop, calling them out for misogynistic lyrics in their music. The legendary singer wasn't playing. She scheduled this meeting early in the morning specifically to catch them off guard. According to Daily Loud's reporting, Snoop and the other rappers were so intimidated by her presence and authority that they arrived by 6:52 a.m., 8 minutes early. Think about that. These were gangster rappers who had survived shootouts, police raids, and industry beef. But when Dionne Warwick summoned them, they showed up early like school kids called to the principal's office. That's the respect she commanded. Snoop shared a story on Big Boy Off Air about a beach gathering that showed how quickly things could escalate even among supposed allies. The whole crew was out there chilling. Corrupt, Nate Dogg, The Outlaws, Tupac, even MC Hammer was present. Pac had just implemented a new rule, military style, about who could talk to who, but not everyone got the memo. When Corrupt and Pac got into a verbal disagreement, things got tense quick. Tupac threatened to have the Outlaws beat up Corrupt right there on the beach, with the Outlaws standing behind him ready to move. Snoop and Nate Dogg were caught in the middle. MC Hammer had to step in and de-escalate the situation. That beach party showed the cracks forming in Death Row. Even Paradise couldn't hide the tension building within the camp. The flight that haunts Snoop and ruined everything. Everything was good until one interview changed the whole dynamic. Snoop was in New York, and Angie Martinez asked him about Puffy and Biggie, the same cats that Death Row was publicly beefing with. As Snoop explained in multiple interviews, he said he liked them and wanted to make music with them. That rubbed Pac the wrong way. In Pac's mind, these boys had tried to kill him. They shot at him, and now his own brother was saying he wanted to collaborate with them?
Because we was in New York, and it had happened. New York, they shot at me and did all kinds to me, like just the worst you could think of. And I forgave them. And went and did an interview and was asked, how do I feel about Puffy and Biggie? And I was like, I want to do some music with them. And that just rubbed Cuz the wrong way, like, them tried to kill me.
What happened next is one of the most intense stories from the 90s. The day after that interview, they were supposed to fly back to LA on a private plane. As Snoop detailed in a separate interview, normally it would be Pac, his security, Snoop, his security, Suge, and a couple homies. But when Snoop got to the airport, everything changed. Suge told Snoop's security they couldn't get on the plane. They had to catch a regular commercial flight. Snoop's people were like, come on with us, dog. But Snoop made a different choice. Think about that. Snoop made the decision to get on a private plane with people who were were clearly not with him, with no security for a 5.5-hour flight. Why? Because he wanted clarity. According to both interviews, Snoop walked to the back of that plane, got a blanket, grabbed a knife and fork, and covered his face with the blanket, but kept his eyes on that knife hidden underneath. He sat there for 5.5 hours back against the wall, waiting. If anybody came at him, he was ready to stab them. If he was gonna die, somebody was dying with him. Not one person said a single word to him that entire flight. When they landed, both Rolls Royces were waiting on the tarmac. Everyone got off first. Then Snoop walked down those stairs, looked at Pac, and said the last words he would ever say to him face to face. According to Snoop's emotional recollection, Pac just looked at him, didn't even respond, turned around, and that was it. Pac was headed to Vegas for the Tyson fight. The next time Snoop saw him, he was laying in a hospital bed. When Snoop found out Pac got shot, he was at Warren G's house playing video games. As he described to Big Boy, pages and phones started blowing up. They turned on the news and saw Suga's car with yellow tape around it. According to Snoop, he called Sug personally. The way Sugi was talking, it sounded like Pac was gonna make it. "They just grazed me in the head. My boy been up. He down right now. He'll be up. Come on out here, dog." So Snoop jumped on the highway and drove straight to Vegas. When he got to the hospital, Jesse Jackson was there. Pac's mama, Feeny, was there. She pulled Snoop to the side and told him to be strong, and that's when he knew it was bad. Snoop went into that hospital room, got right up next to Pac's head, and just started talking in his ear. He whispered, "I love you. I hope I didn't make you mad from the shit I did. I just thought I was doing what was right." When he walked out, Snoop went to the bathroom and broke down completely.
It was some other cuz. Then as soon as I walked out of there, I went in the bathroom and I threw up. And just laid on the floor for like 30 minutes. His mama came in there and cleaned me up. His mama came in there and cleaned me up and got me back right. I'm like, she is a hell of a lady, man.
According to Snoop's emotional testimony, he threw up and laid on that bathroom floor for 30 minutes. And you know who came in and cleaned him up? Afeni Shakur, Pac's mother. Even in her darkest moment, watching her son fight for his life, she picked Snoop up off that floor and got him back right. Let me give you one more wild death row party story that shows just how crazy things got. According to accounts from Suge Knight documented in hip-hop media, at a notorious Christmas party hosted by Death Row, tensions with Bad Boy escalated to extreme levels. A Bad Boy affiliate was allegedly forced to drink urine as humiliation amid the East-West feud. These annual Death Row blowouts were massive, but this anecdote highlights the extreme antics and violence that defined some of those gatherings. The 90s party scene wasn't all champagne and celebrations. Sometimes it was straight-up warfare. To understand why everything fell apart, you gotta understand the party dynamics at Death Row. As Snoop explained on Big Boy Off Air, when Tupac joined the label after getting out of prison, he went all in on the Death Row lifestyle. He didn't just sign a contract, he adopted the whole culture. According to Revolt TV's reporting on Snoop's reflections, Snoop tried to de-escalate the East-West feud by showing love to Puffy and Biggie, even while signed to Death Row. He went to Daddy's house, Bad Boy, and performed with East Coast artists in California. But this wasn't what Death Row wanted, and it damn sure wasn't what Pac wanted. When Pac played Hit 'Em Up for Snoop, the most vicious diss track in hip-hop history, Snoop didn't like it. Not because it wasn't hard, but because he saw what it was really doing, buying more problems. After that song dropped, the energy at every party shifted. You couldn't have Death Row and Bad Boy people in the same room anymore. The neutral zones disappeared. Industry events became minefields. After Tupac died and Snoop left the label, his life was in immediate danger. There were death threats coming from multiple directions. The animosity from losing their biggest stars, first Dre, then Pac, then Snoop, had people feeling bitter. According to Snoop's account, he had to go to Minister Farrakhan to get protection. The Nation of Islam put their people around him and helped him survive that transition. The party days were over. Now it was about staying alive. After everything fell apart with Death Row, according to Reddit documentation of that era, Snoop transitioned to No Limit Records, moving to New Orleans for safety amid death threats. According to Snoop's Drink Champs reflections, Master P's album release events focused on financial perks, houses, cars, bank accounts, real tangible rewards that contrasted Death Row's chaotic excess. The No Limit parties emphasized business over chaos, a welcome change after years of looking over his shoulder. In his appearance on Joe Rogan Experience, The Mon 1733, Snoop reflected on the era's fun but admitted increasing relaxation over time, contrasting the 90s tension with his current laid-back lifestyle. The 90s were wild, dangerous, and unforgettable, but Snoop survived it all to tell the tale. So there you have it, fam. The real stories of what went down at those 90s rap after parties, from chronic tour hotel escapes to the poetic justice rap battle where Snoop met Pac, from the Source Awards tension to that 5-hour flight where Snoop grabbed a knife and fork, ready for whatever. What are your thoughts in his revelation? Share in the comments and click on the cards on screen for more.